Good morning, everybody. Fred's early this morning. It's Fred in the shed, Fred the mechanic, and I'm here today to show you a new mechanic for the workshop that Francine's going to be doing tomorrow. I know I'm a bit earlier, but I've got jobs to do today, so I thought I'd get on to that. Now, before I start, I want to introduce you to my new Fred the Shed's new custom name. It's called Fred's Customs. I was talking to my brother-in-law last night in Perth. He's an engineer over there, and he said, Fred, you need your own business name. So I've called it Fred's Customs. And a big shout out to Nigel and Zach, and also my sister-in-law Karen, who's in hospital at the moment in Perth, fighting a bit of a battle. So this is a shout out from me to you. Love you, bud. Anyway, I'm going to get on with this design. This is a mechanic for tomorrow. So what we're going to be doing, so I want you to get a piece of cardboard. We'll need a couple of pieces of cardboard. So go and cut up some old boxes that you might have lying around the shed, because you can't take them to the recycling centre at the moment. So you want a couple of bits of cardboard. You're probably going to need about 6 pieces, depending on the thickness of it. And then what we're going to do is, before you start all that, you're going to need a thicker piece of cardboard or a bit of foam core board. Now, I didn't have a whole lot this left because I use it all the time. So I've joined 2 pieces together with a bit of tape on the back. And then I want you to cut out a shape of a heart. Yeah, see this? Boom, boom, heart. This is it. This is for Mother's Day. And you're going to lay it onto your foam core board. Actually, I'll go this way. Lay it on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut around it. So you can make any style of heart you want, any size. But I think this is a good size. I've got like about 3 hands width. 3 hands that way and 1 down that way. It's a decent size for what we're going to make. Then I want you to get a pen and just trace around it. So cut out of a template to make sure you're happy with it before you put it onto your big board. And then you're just going to cut around. Good morning, everyone. I know I've caught you all off guard, but Fred's a bit like that. Just sort of pops up. So anyway, I'm going to just trace around here. Right around here. Put that one to the side, so you've got your heart shape there. So you really want something like a bit of a waterproof backing to be able to do this design. If you haven't got it, you can seal it, seal the cardboard, and then you're just going to cut around it. I really need to probably change the blades in these, and then just cut around the foam core board or your pattern. This way. Make sure you keep your fingers out of the way when you're doing it, that you always cut away from your hand, not towards your hand. You can use scissors once you've done your marking. I just like to just get into here with my blade and just do the finer bits with the blade. Hope you can see that all right down there. Can you see what I'm doing, everybody? See, I'm just cutting around it. And then, right, so I might need a pair of scissors now. Just so that I've pretty much cut that, but just to go through where I've cut. I could actually use that. So this is just a kind of a special one that I thought I wanted to show you the mechanics for. Francine tomorrow is going to show you how to actually do the flower part of it, and a special part that she's added to this design. This is just the base of this design, because it takes a bit of time, so we thought we'd get that started, make it a bit easier. I'm going to cut around through here. This is just going to be there. It's better to follow the line where I cut before. That's it. Have to be a bit careful with these. I've already pre-cut it, so I'm just sort of sliding it where I've cut. Cutting through there. Slide that out of the way. Bit tricky. I think I prefer the jigsaw cutter. You can't use that on this board. That's it. Slide it in there. Just cut that bit off. Hold it when you do the final bit. So what I've done there, nice and simple, I've just cut the heart shape out. just like so. But it's a bit bendy where I've had to join it, so that's okay. So what I'm going to do is get my glue gun and my original template. I'm just going to use that for now and just put it over the top. Actually, I might put that one underneath. That's what I'll do, that one going underneath. Right, I need some more glue sticks. And then just glue it down. Do this quite quickly, otherwise the hot glue gun will dry. So you want to make sure that it's all nice and wet. Just swirl it around. Put another glue stick in, but I think I'll do that in the next one. Then just lay that on the top. It's just going to make it hold a bit firmer for what we're going to do. Give it a good squish down. Right, so that's a waterproof backing. I've actually sealed that as well. So that was my template. And then I've got the foam core board on the centre in there. I'm going to put another glue stick in there so it can start melting. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring this now over to your cardboard. If you don't have foam core board, you can just make this all out of cardboard, but just make sure you seal it first, spray it or something before you start putting the other bits onto it. Right, so now I'm going to mark this one out. When you see the finished result tomorrow, I think you'll think it was worth all the effort. It's a very special gift, so it can be used for Mother's Day. Well, I'm using it for Mother's Day, but you can use it for, well, anything really. Right, so again, bring it in through here, down through here. Don't panic, this is my workshop bench. It's not my good kitchen, this is one out in the workshop. I'm lucky enough to have an old kitchen in here that my mum gave me to be able to put into the workshop. And she put a new one in her house. It was a very good way of doing it. You just couldn't see it before. Right, okay, so that isn't quite cut all the way through, so then we'll just, it's just about there. Then get your scissors in it to make it easy cutting. Just to cut it where it hasn't quite grabbed. And cutting away. There we go. Bit of a pull there. Tidy it up as you go. I could have had these pre-done, which I have done the other ones, but I just wanted to show you. I think you really need to sometimes see right from the start. I think this is good sometimes. Okay. That one up there, if it's in the way, cut it the other way. Right, cut that out of the way, put that out. Oh, another heart. Hi everyone. Fred said a big shout out to you all today. Hope you're all going good. Happy birthday to those that are having birthdays. Liz Koenig, birthday. Happy. Have a great day. Right, so I've got these, got my hearts done. This is the base part that I'm going to use. Now what I want to do is I want to line this up. And now I'm going to cut panels. So I'm going to line up the shape that I want. So I'm just going to bring it around the heart. I want you to make a mark like that on it. So you're going to need probably 6 to 8 pieces of this, depending, and you've got to cut that out. Don't throw this piece away because I'm going to do something else with this for a workshop next week. But this one here is a bit we want to save. So now we're going to cut these out. To save this, put this away, you probably have about 8 of these. Laminate them all together as well. Laminate means sticking them. Right, so now I've got that one piece there that I want just like that. So then what you want to do is I want you to do about 6 pieces of this of that size. About 6 pieces. They've got to line up with the edge of that heart like that, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to be building this side up with using the cardboard. So I've got ones here that I laminated before. So now we're going to stick them onto the board. I'll move that knife so I don't cut myself. We're going to stick them onto the board. thought we've got the time to do a mechanic that might take a few days, so if you start this one you'll be all ready for tomorrow, and you can see the next step. We're going to put that on one side, just like that. Press it down hard, make sure you've got it lined up to the where you want it to be, and then we're going to put one more piece on the top because I've been laminating these all up. So as I'm doing this, I always start with the first piece on the bottom, but I cheated a bit today because I wanted to show you how to actually do the whole thing. Right. And then put the last piece on the top, line that up. Now if it doesn't match, don't panic, because what you can do is you can get your Stanley knife and you can go around and tidy it up. But we're going to be covering this, so that's what you're going to end up. See how thick it is on there? Again, it's another nice lightweight mechanic for what we're doing. So what I want you to do then is, once you've done that, I want you to get a piece of card, thick card, and I want you to cut a small piece out. And it needs to be straight here. And have yourself a bit of a gap right round the edge. So that needs to be straight, and it needs to be smaller. And you'll see why tomorrow what we're going to be doing with that. And I think you'll think that's cool. Now what I would be doing now is I'd be getting a piece of ribbon, or you've got that new wool out, you can, or anything, just you really want to cover all the way around just this piece here to seal it. So I'm just going to put on here a bit of glue. I'm just going to glue all around there. Just going to seal that for now. Get it all the way around. I've got enough glue. Put plenty of glue on, don't be shy. This is the best time about doing this, is Fred's getting to experiment in the workshop. It's making me actually start to think and have a bit of fun in the workshop. I've always got lots of ideas, but now I'm really thinking a little bit different, coming up with some new ideas. But I think thinking a bit more sustainable too, about what have I got that I can use up, what's something I can make from that, and that's where this idea's come from. Francine had this great brainwave the other day. She gets them occasionally, a bit scary at times. I think it frightens people. She comes up with these ideas and I think they're like, oh no, not another one of your ideas. But I like to share, and I like to look at different ways of doing things. So we're going to go all the way down. Now make sure when you do it, you come right down to the tip with this and go past it. Just leave that one hanging for now. Got the wrong scissors, but that's okay, I'll tidy that up later. Make sure you join the ribbons together right at the base here. I'm just going to squeeze them together like so. Okay, so you've got your ribbon around here. So that's part of that mechanic. Now what we're going to do is, I normally seal this, just put a bit of sealer on it, and I might even paint that board, but we haven't got time for that today. So now what I'm going to show you what we're going to do is, I have got some coloured Oasis here, or you could use just your normal Oasis, and then I've just cut it into strips, and then what I'm going to do is, that one's probably still a bit thick. If you haven't got coloured foam, don't worry. I'll give you another option. You can use the normal floral foam. And then what we're going to do is, we're just going to line it up. Give it a little bit of a gap in between here, not quite hard on there. And then just glue it on. Put plenty of glue on. But only where you know it's going to make contact. Like so. And then you just sort of, it's like a jigsaw puzzle really, you start filling in the gaps. You can cut the offcuts off. I think that one here might go in there. Stick that one up in there, so it needs to make it a little bit narrower. Put that one up in there.
Now this one here will be dry enough now that I can go through and just cut that. So I'll just cut that around. And then the idea is what you need to do, see how I've cut that around there, you need to come in about 5 mil and just chip around the edge. Well, that looks more like 10 mil, but that'll be alright. Just come in from the edge. You want that bit of a gap around the edge, and you can sculpt it. Do the same here. And then you can use these little bits just to join it all in. Again, where's that one going to go? Don't waste the stuff, it's going to be covered, so it's all good. Pop that one, can go in there. That one there, will that fit in there? Oh, it's like a jigsaw puzzle. I'm no good at jigsaw puzzles, by the way. Okay, that one can sit in there. Stick them on. Doesn't have to be pretty. Put that one down away from the edge. Put more on that side. On there, let that dry a bit, come on from the edge. That's it. I'm going to put that in. That to go there, make sure it goes back to back. That fit in there. See, I told you, it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. One more piece should just fill in that little gap. For now, and you can just come off, tidy that up, and I'm going to need one little bit right down the bottom here. I'm going to cut that into a V. Let that dry a bit. That one needs just a bit of a skinny bit. So I've got the Oasis on this side, the coloured foam, but you can use the green Oasis and slice that too, because we're not going to be over soaking this. It's not going to be super wet. Morning everyone. Yeah, thank you for the feedback. Yeah, it is Fred here. Pleased to see you all. So this is what we're going to do, and then I'm going to show you other options. Now if you don't want to use the foam on this side, I am going to show you completely another option tomorrow, but I like the idea of the foam because we want to make it kind of pretty for Mother's Day, because it's all about being pretty really. So we're going to do that, and then I've got this other little flap here. We're going to be covering this, and we might even do this now before we go. No, we won't do this one today. We're going to be covering this as well, but we'll do that tomorrow. So make sure you've got bits of ribbon to be able to do this design, and I'll put the worksheet up a little bit later, just so that you can see that what you're going to need. But it is a very different design when you see it finished. I think you'll think, I could do that, I could make that. Great to do these smaller, you can make a different shape if you choose, but I thought we all got big hearts, so let's do a heart today. So this is Fred, signing out, and I'll see you all again another day. Got plenty more coming in next week. So have a good day everybody, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.